Okay, this is my 7th time recording this, and unfortunately, while I would love to do a live recording, or while I would like to do a live demonstration, I feel like I can't do a live demonstration of many points of this, and in fact, it has to either be done uh, straight through the editor, which isn't an option, um, and or straight from yeah, it has to be done straight through the editor, which actually isn't an option due to many technical reasons. I am looking at actually having HTML5 support for a lot of other things, the single player stuff. But these videos will probably continue to be my multiplayer updates, and for right now will also be my single player updates. So right now I have basic guns working, an AI spawner working so I can test things. As you can see, not being damaged too well. So, I'll need to figure out why that is. I'll also need to figure out why an explosion happens on impact with him. Or why an explosion happens like that. Many things I'll need to figure out here, but, as you can see, it's kind of stupid. I'll need to figure out why that sounds made, but, you know, that's numerous glitches. Right now, my main glitches that I'm focusing on are moving over the weapons to an inheritance model instead of just being able to switch, instead of having the weapons baked into the character, as that method is becoming increasingly cumbersome to maintain. It works if you have one or even two weapons, but not anything really more than that. So, right now I have the weapons working, mostly. I mean, they'll fire and stuff, and they'll fire where I want them to go. Anything past that's kind of irrelevant at the moment. Rocket jumping, I'll need to switch over to single player to show because of some stuff. Um, so I need to fix some things, but you know, one, rocket jumping. Oh, yeah, I need to switch off the dedicated server too. But rocket jumping is something I do have set up. Cancel. No. Cancel. But rocket jumping is something I do have set up. Um, right now, the main issues I'm working with are actually with the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher does not currently display its model, and also does not currently, and when it does display its model, it shows up for everything, which is a problem I need to fix. But most importantly, actually, it doesn't show up in the weapon wheel when I want it to show up in the weapon wheel. So I have to rely by the numbers in the corner being 1. Even though I really shouldn't have to. I have basic movement mechanics, and in fact, Pogo is on because I'm a scrub. Not going to be great at Quake Live, and I imported a TF2 map to test Source Engine to Unreal Engine 4 scaling, and in fact to have something kind of cool to show. But as you can see, there are plenty of kinks to work out. None of that should be possible, for instance. Mainly, I'm going to be looking into different alternative ways to do it. Um, and I'm also going to be looking into uh, switching to Quake movement code instead of source movement code when I am skilled enough to do that, um, using the principles of the engine, or using the principles of the Project Borealis movement code. And also I will be looking at, I'm also looking at another person's work called Quodot, which should make importing maps in Quake, more specifically Trench Broom, the Trench Broom map editor, a lot easier on me. And since I like old level editors, that's going to be something I'm going to be looking into. It's for Godot, but I believe he has plans to port it. So, Quodot is kind of cool, in my opinion. Yeah. Now, as you can see, much of the room is not textured with its final texture, and I do plan on texturing this and putting all entities in it. Just to say I can. It won't ever be in a packaged build because that's illegal. Right here I was experimenting with moving normal maps, and while it does look quite noisy, I can't actually decide whether that's from a moving normal map or the image or the texture on top, or if it's just the normal map that's noisy. Both are actually equally possible. That is the Unreal Engine's normal map on Quake Water. Don't ask me why. Anyway. Right now, the main issues, as I said, are with the rocket launcher. Yeah, those are some visual issues, visual and auditory issues, but actually, other than that, they're working as intended. This has no issues at the moment, other than and, well, as you can see, ragdolls are working. And damage should be working on the rocket launcher too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, as you can see, they have quite a bit of health. I'm not quite impressed with the ragdoll physics yet. And most of these are actually placeholder models. So, no, they're all subject to change. But, goodbye. But, yes, I will be looking at importing models. I will be looking at importing the full map into. Here was my less successful attempt at creating my own map and exporting it. Mainly the issue is actually with Funk Detail, right here, and the wall. As you can see, they both don't quite line up, and yeah, overall it's just different brushes aren't lining up properly and are actually noticeable in the Unreal Engine. And because this isn't a BSP file, then you can't, long story short, you can't import a BMF, a source BSP file in really anything. It just, Yep, this was essentially my rocket jumping map, is kind of what I created this for. Um, Rocket jumping and testing out the porting of the map, as well as initial scale. The map was originally at, before I scaled it down, the map was originally at 0.001 to get this size. So I obviously needed to scale it down a bit. Not to mention, I had to disable simple collision because simple collision is too simple. Um, there are many inefficiencies with this method. One, if any of the model is in the view, all of it will be rendered. And the reason for that is this is one model. This isn't broken into chunks. This is one model. And obviously that's an issue that I'm working on trying to figure out a way to fix. Thankfully, talking with I'm talking with some people, and I might be able to get that fixed in the future. Now, other than that, you know, everything works. So, I'm sorry for taking up way too much time here. That's the end of my presentation. That's the end of my live demonstration, or as live as I can get it at the moment. Hopefully next week I will have something a bit better. Bye.